Hello and welcome back to Markets of Sunshine. I'm happy for you to be here with me today. Thank you so much for sticking around and crafting with me today. I love having your support. So now in today's video we are going to make the little whimsical houses. I made this a couple of years ago, and I made a little miniature pincushion out of fabric. So that will be in our next video, and I'll show you how to do that. So that'll be the first time that we'll make that together, and that was the first time I had made those. And so I'm going to do a whole series on little miniature pin cushions that can be utilized and adapted, and you can put them, you can make them flat, and you can just use a piece of felt behind it, and then we'll be able to put that in our needle book. You can just attach it, and then you can still put your needles in there, but it will just be an embellishment on a page. So we're going to do that in a future video, so stay tuned. So subscribe to my channel if you would like to see and make one of those with me for the first time. So today's video is the first time of making these whimsical houses together. So I went ahead and made all the little prototypes, and I cut out made me some templates. So what I did is I went on to Google, and then I just Googled in royalty-free whimsical house templates, and then I just went through and looked at the different ones, and then I printed out what I wanted, and then I just drew them with my pencil, as you can see the pencil marks here, onto just, it was, you know, doesn't, just use your ucky the cardstock that you don't like, that you're not going to use, you know, on a card. So these colors here are not my popular favorite that I like to incorporate into a project. So they're great for collaging on top of, and then you can cover all of that color up you don't like too. But we made little templates out of them. So let me show you this one first. So here's this cute little house. Isn't it adorable? And so this, it consists of the house is the one piece, the roof is another piece, the two windows are another piece, and then the door. Okay, so then how I made that was, this was the roof template. So I just laid it on top of the cardstock, traced around it, cut it out, you know, more or less. And these are whimsical, so you know, don't make them perfect, make them imperfect. That's what adds to the character and the charm of it. And then I just drew arch-shaped door, and then like a book, kind of a open book, rectangular for a window. But then I kind of mixed it up a little bit and changed it around. So let me show you how I did that. So that, you know, your imagination will start to, you'll unlock that creativity. That's what Markets of Sunshine is all about, is helping you unlock that creativity. So that's another reason to subscribe. If you are wanting your creative juices to get unstuck, and you're tired of being in a rut and making the same old thing over and over and over, then subscribe to my channel. So here, instead of using the arch, I did the arch on the windows, but for the door, I did, I don't even know, what is that shape called? I'm sure it's got a name, but I can't think of it right now. But anyway, so it's kind of like, it's wider at the bottom, and then it narrows down toward the top. So I thought that was really a cute shape. And then I am having a ball using up all of my paper scraps. So this is another great project for using up those scraps. So get out all your scrap bags of fabric and papers and cardstock, and you are going to make these adorable little things to go on your pages. And these are perfect for putting on a tag. You can make a tag out of it. You can put it on the front of a card. So many ways to use these little whimsical houses. And this one here is so super simple. So it's a triangle for the top, and then just a wonky body for the house. I haven't put any windows on that one yet, so we'll do that together. And then I have 3 pieces here, so we still, that's the main piece, but I, again, you know, cut out the triangle. And then there's the door, and then here's a chimney. So your house doesn't have to have a chimney. And then a little tiny window. So I still have to work on a window and a door and a chimney for that one. So we're going to do that together. Okay, here's the next one. And this consisted of 4 or 5 pieces. So here's the roof. Here's like a little arch. Here's the house. A round window. That was 2 pieces I cut out. And then a little arch again for the door. So, you know, your windows can be any shape you want it to be. It can be a triangle, circle, a square, a rectangle, whatever you want it to be. And then this one is so cute. I love this one. Okay, so this one has more pieces that I used to assemble it. Okay, so obviously the house is one piece here, then this piece here. The window, I did 2, kind of like, I was thinking like a garden window box. That was kind of like what that was supposed to be. There's the window. Here's the door. I love all these pieces. Do you see how I went through and got all my, you know, really beautiful pattern papers and tried to keep it within the same metallic tones and darks and that wintry rustic kind of a woodland feel. So here's a piece for the chimney, and that was off of this paper, which has like a really plaid kind of a pattern. So it was perfect for, I said, oh, immediately when I saw it, I said, oh, there's doors, there's a chimney. I mean, right away it just popped right out at me. And then I used this paper here, and then I wanted that element. So kind of like the metal roofs that you see on houses, that's where this part here was coming in. So that was so much fun. And then my template is this, it was all one piece, but then I knew. So I said, okay, all I need to do is cut out like an arrow kind of a shape for the roof. And you could do it in 1 piece or 2 like I did. And then the house, again, you know, lay it down, trace it out, and then you can cut out these pieces individually. And if you wanted to have it be 1 piece or 2 pieces, and then here's the itty bitty little piece for the chimney. But you get the idea. It's something that is so fun. It's super quick and easy to do. But look at your papers first of all and start imagining what you could do with it. So this is where I got the window for this house. And then the back is hearts. But so if you have a double-sided, you might be able to incorporate both. So I mean, this could be a roof. This could be a house. This could be a window, because these are just whimsical. They're not real. So don't go with, you know, oh, they have to look like a real house in real life. And so I came here and I used the well, I used the solid green off of something else. But anyway, this one here is what I used for that bottom half of the window. So it's just a matter of going through and pick out, just have fun, mix and match, and just go crazy. You know, don't make it like, you know, this one I kept in the same purple family group, and then, but that's, you know, speckled right there. And then this one was more of a darker pink, and then the purple here, and this has got cactuses on the roof. I mean, you know, who cares what's on the you know, image. This one here is pine cone images. But how cool is that? I mean, so just immediately, you know, a woodland, that just puts it, you know, so perfectly for woodland. Now here on this paper, the stars are perfect. You know, you could use those for little windows. The circles, again, perfect for a little window. So I thought, okay, this is why I had just, this paper was in a stack that I picked up today. And then these are perfect, aren't they, for the house. And you could cut off a little piece of this and angle it for the chimney. It's just, you know, so many ways to do that. And then this piece immediately screamed at me like, wow, look at this. Here's the house already, and here's a window. Or, you know, if you made it, depending on how big you want to make them, this could be the door, and then a window on the door. This one here is the perfect shape for a house. So, I mean, I'm just looking at this. This whole big piece right here could be the house, you know, and obviously then I would have to trim this off. So, I mean, just let your mind play and have a wonderful time with it. So I'm going to first of all go through, and this has like a glitter border around some of these. So I'm going to use that and keep that glitter border. I like that. And then I'm just going to cut it out with this shape. So these are going to be the shapes of these houses. And I thought, you know, this is so cute. Think of, I mean, back to cartoons. Think of cartoons and how fun that the cartoons are. And like, what was Fred Flintstone? Was that the name of it, the show? Anyway, yeah, the Flintstones, I think that's what it was. Okay, look at this. This one looks like, to me, right off the bat, what do you see when you see that? Do you see like a roller skate? That's what I see. But that could be like the Mother Hubbard and the Shoe house. Remember that? So, I mean, that's what, you know, just start letting your mind and those nursery rhymes, those cartoons from childhood, you know, I don't know what's on the TV today because my daughter's grown and I don't have grandchildren, so I don't watch any of this stuff today. But, you know, if you're in your 50s or 60s or maybe even 40s, you know, there was lots of fun programs, Sesame Street, you know, all different shows. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. I love this whole thing for the house. So now this is my house here. So I'm just going to kind of round this corner so that it mimics the other. There, perfect. Okay, so there's a house. Okay, so now let me set these that I've already completed up here out of the way. But this is so fun, and I'm seeing lots of the other channels were doing these, and I thought, you know, I've showed my little house pincushion idea in the past. I love anything to do with folk art and whimsical. That's just, you know, me right away. Okay, so now here, because I cut out this shape, now this kind of took away my house that I was making there. But then here's another one. So let me take this little one here. And I love that little round piece there. So I can have that be my chimney. And I love that way that's coming up on there right there. I mean, actually it kind of reminds me of one of the old TVs that first came out in the 1950s, or a radio, those old time radios with the dials on the sides like this. So this project, now see, I kept it straight at both sides except for this little part here. So if I turn it this way, I don't know what do I want to do? Okay, so let me just keep him like this. I think this is going to be the base of my house, and then we're going to give him a cute little roof. Okay, so let's put that piece aside. All right, now we're going to take this piece, and we're going to use this piece, and we're going to make our house out of it. So now what I like to do to make my life easier and make your life easier is take the corners of the paper to cut out the triangles, because you already have two of the sides done for you. So then all you need to do is cut it, you know, and it doesn't have to be in a straight line, because remember, these are whimsical. They're not supposed to be perfect. They're supposed to be fun and imperfect, so let's not worry about that. But the only thing I want to do is consider the size of how big my piece needs to be. So let's take our little house, let's lay him down here, and I want the roof to extend over the edges a little bit. So let's just kind of get it where I want him to be so that I know how do I want it to go. Okay, and I'm trying to just line up the point here with the center of the house. Here is what I'm working on. Okay, so let's just do this and see what we get. How cute is that? Look at that. Immediately a cute, adorable little house. Perfect. And then if I wanted to, what I was just thinking is take a little piece here, and you could hang like a little a little flower pot kind of a thing hanging down off of each corner here. I mean, just, you know, have fun with it. You could take and put one of those bulb pens through here. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Now I'm just letting my mind think about this whole thing. All right, so let's see. I'm going to have to come down here a little bit and cover that up. So let me think. How do we want to do that? So I might flip him around this way and just let this be a decoration. I think I will do that. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our Aleene's Tacky Glue. I like to use good glue for this. You know, you don't want to be using a glue stick or anything like that. It's not going to work. You need just a little bit. You don't need a lot. And this happens to be the narrow tipped one by her. So if you like using that brand, but whatever brand you have, go right ahead and use that. All right, just make sure you crease it so that it's in place. I had a little piece of wax paper. That's what I usually like to use to protect the surface. Okay, so now let's make a door and then a window. So I'm thinking I want to take one of these little stars. I do happen to have a star punch, but I don't want to take the time to do that right now. Okay, so I can do a blue star. I could do a yellow star. I already have too much green going on, so let's look at this. And I don't want it to be too big. All right, so let's see this. Oh, there's even a white star. Let me come over here. So all of your pattern papers that have shapes on them like this are perfect for this project. So get those out. All right, so that's going to be there. And then I'm thinking for the door. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this up a little bit better. Okay. There you go. So there's one window right there already. Isn't that cute? See how easy this is? I mean, it's super easy to do. It's not a project that that we're going to take all day on it. So that's another thing you want to keep in mind. And then the door. Okay, I'm looking. I kind of like how this shape here is. I just want something whimsical and different. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm going to just take and I'm just going to cut it out and eyeball it. And we're going to cut it in one of the arches. I can get my scissors. I know I need a tiny pair of scissors for this. But they're also out in the other room, so I'm not going to worry about that right at the moment. Okay, let's try to get it. Let's see what it looks like. Cool, I like it. Okay, so that's good enough. Again, we're going with whimsical. We're not going with perfect here. We just want to just have it be the feel of what that is. And then see, now I'm leaving a little bit of the beige. Now that's your little front step going into the door. See how that worked? Perfect. And now this can be my chimney. Okay, so I have all these shapes going on. And this is so much fun. I mean, this is just another, like I said, a perfect way to use up, but we're going to put this on a tag. We're going to make this a tag. So let me just hold this here. Absolutely adorable. Okay, so now while this is drying, now we're going to turn it into a tag. So let me see, what do I have here? And I had some brown, let me see. I'm looking through my stack first of all. What do I have in my scrap pile that this would be cute on? And we could make it into a tag. there's the pine cone paper. But that doesn't do anything. It has to be a certain kind in order for this to work. That's too busy. The whole idea is to use up the scraps, so we're gotta go through it all before we can find out what's gonna work. I may just have to flip it over and use the back. That's cute. I like that. Okay, that's good. I like this. This is cute. So this is keeping within our whimsical theme. All right, so now let me pick up my templates and get them out of the way. I'm going to have to get the cutting mat out. Alrighty now, so let's see what size we want this to be. So first thing, let me just cut this down. It does not need to be that big. That is way too big. Alright, so generally we do a tag like what? Maybe 3 inches wide. Okay, so that would accommodate the house so it can fit cutely on there. Okay, so 3 inches wide, I like that. And then our house is already 2 3/4 inches tall. So let's see if I go 4 inches, then that's or I could do, maybe I could just do 3 by 5. Is that too much? Yeah, 3 by 5 I think is too much. Okay, so let's go with 4 inches. I'm going to go with 4.5. All right, and this back is a directional paper, so I definitely have to keep that in mind. Okay, so let's look at the 3 over here again, and let's see where that's going to be cutting it, and then see if it's too close, or if it's, do I want to go to 3.5? I don't know. I think I like it like that. Maybe 3 1/4. Let's go 3 1/4. Yeah. All right. Okay, that's good. I like that. Okay, so I went 3 1/4, and then I want to keep the house down here. And now I want to get a word sentiment, and I want to do something up here with the word sentiment. Now, I'm wanting also to go ahead and trim these corners. So let me just grab a tag that I have handy right here nearby. And I'm going to use this as my guide. Actually, those could be, I'm gonna throw them away, but they could be cute for a window, but you know, no, I'm not gonna keep it. But those could be perfect little windows. Okay, so now here's this. Oh, perfect. See, once you make the angle of it, then it's like, oh, okay, then it's, you're seeing, it's gonna turn out to be what you want it to be. All right, where's my little ruler? Oh, I don't know. Where did you go? You were here just a minute ago. Oh, it's clear. I don't want you. my knife. Well, all right, let's just use the cutting mat then. Okay, let's see. There it is. On the other side. Okay, so now I'm looking at this. Okay, so 3 1/4. So roughly right about there. Yep, okay. This back over here, isn't that adorable? It's coming together, people. All right, so we're gonna add some buttons in this as well. I thought we have to get a button on here, so we're gonna decorate up and do something more to the tag here in the back. So let's do that. So the first thing I want to do is I'm thinking the book page. So let's see what we have on the desk and in the scrap pile as far as a book page. Okay, so I have some magazine page here. Okay, this is good. Oh, this is one I've laminated one side of it already. That's good. I like that. Okay, so I'm just trying to, you know, break up that pattern. I want to have more of a collage feeling going on. Let me just clean up the edges of this. I kind of like that flower there. I don't want to take the flower off. I like the flower. Okay, so I still want this to be here. I want that to be there. Okay, but I still want more going on with this. Okay, so let's take a piece of this. I have some of this pattern. I really wanted something with, let's cut off this piece here. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that up there like that. I'm gonna put this one over here like this. Then come in here like that. Now, doesn't this give you the feel of like a road or something? You know, what I'm getting the whole vibe going on there. So I like the little dashes like that. Okay, so I think that's cool. I like that. All right, and then one other element still needs a little bit of something. You see, I like this idea of the kind of a grid feeling going on there. So kind of like that. Let me bring it, see how far down I need to, do I want the whole big piece? Okay, that would work. That's good. Okay, so I'm just building the background now and collaging it as I'm going. Okay, so this is a piece of that Tim Holtz. I kind of like this over here. This is like a measuring tape kind of a thing. Let me see if I want it there or do I want it behind the house here? Or do I like it more over here, kind of going up here like this? I think I like it like that. Okay, all right, that's good. Bring it up here to more of the flower. Okay, like that. But one just needs one more little thing. I'm just feeling like it needs one more little thing. Let me see if I have what it is I'm thinking in my little assortment here of what I have. Okay. Gonna put a cute little flower pot. Isn't that cute? So adorable. Okay. When I saw this today, I said that's definitely has to go into the project. Okay. so we're going to put a flower pot on either side of the house. Okay, this one's going to go here. And then this one is going to go over here. Okay, but I need to straighten him up. All right, so now let's get these pieces put into place. Okay, so I'm going to bring them off where I have them so that I can attach them back. Okay, before I get carried away with that, I do want to ink it. Come in here and ink. I'm using my Vintage Photo and Antique Linen. These are the two I like. And I combine them. So put the lighter color on first, and then the darker color goes on behind that, because that just, you know, doesn't matter if the lighter one goes over on the darker one, you're not going to notice, but I don't want vice versa. And then inking the edges is what is like brings it all together. This kind of like cements it to completion, makes it look very cohesive. So I really like doing this. I never really inked the edges. I didn't, you know, see the benefit of that until I started doing it. And then once you can see the contrast of the two, then you notice right away that it's definitely an element you want to include. And these little ink things last a long time. I got this off of Home Shopping Network. I believe in 2019 or 2020, I'm not sure. Somewhere around there. Okay, so this piece, I don't even know if you can see it, but I'll ink it anyway. It's already dark. Okay, so that one went there. I like this grid look on this, so it kind of reminds me of like having a garden. Outdoorsy, you know, kind of a feel. Do I want it here? Did I have it under here? I think I had it under here. Okay, and then now obviously the pattern doesn't get, okay, so we're going to glue this one down first. And I'll probably stitch this. So let me just put a little light smack roll of glue on this. Okay. All right, and our background piece. And when you laminate just one top side, then you keeps that beautiful ability to glue your paper. But it also gives you the ability to work with the paper without it being so fragile and flimsy. Don't want to cover up my flower. Paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, now with the pattern paper, I do want that. So I want all of that glued down, and I usually use the glue stick, and I think, I don't know where I put that either. I thought I had it right here in the basket. Let me see if I can see a piece now. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to just, oh, there's, I had it on the wrong side. Okay, so we're going to take it here. I'm just going to put little tiny bits of this. The glue stick works really good, but this I think is going to work all right. We will find out. We'll give it a whirl. So the pattern paper works just as good as napkins. obviously the different effect, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so then when this is gonna go here, I think I'll bring it, did I have it that way? Well, just go ahead. There we go. So now I will have to let this all dry before I obviously stitch it on the machine, because that tacky glue is very tacky, gummy. And I usually wait about an hour and then I'll stitch it. I never would have imagined that I could have taken all of this busy paper and turned it into something so cute like this. So you probably think the same thing. So you can go through your papers and do the same exact thing. And it'd be adorable. Okay, so now look at this, because I wanted that to kind of be, like I said, like the road kind of a thing, but I could bring it down here like this. I want to bring it over here. Okay. Same thing. I'm gonna stitch all this on the machine later on. Just very light on the glue. All right, let's look and see where this is gonna go. Just right there. I want it just to cover up that. Oh, super cute. Isn't that adorable? Look at how cute this is. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the same thing here. These are so super tiny. I am not going to try to cut those out. Especially around the flowers. It would just lose its whole thing there, so I'm not going to do that. We're going with whimsical, not real, so doesn't matter. Fun, keep in mind, fun. Okay, we're having fun here. This is all about fun. Okay, I'm going to bring it right down there a little bit. Bring it, yeah. I guess I like it like that. Did I ink you? Yes. Alright, still going to put a button, so don't go anywhere. Got to put the button on. And we still have to put a tie through that up there at the top. Tippy top. Alright, so this little bit here is hanging over, so we're going to trim him off. Okay, perfect. Now let's see what we want as far as a button, and where do we want to put the button? That is the $50 million question. Okay. Ouch. This one is popping out at me right away. So let's see where, how, and to what extent we're going to do that. And do we want to put any twine through it, or can he just be like that? What do I have that could go through there easily? Huh. I have something here, but let me see. This stuff's tricky because you see how it gets all bent. So I usually have to go about it like this. Oh, I had a little tool. I forgot about it. I think that's out in the other room. Oh, you take your needle threader and you run it through here, and then you can pull this through very easily, but like I'm saying, I know it's out in the other room. doing something out there the other day. Let's see. Nope. Oh, wait. No, I wonder if it would work with a paper clip. Let me see. Let me find it. Okay, I found it. Haha. Alright, so first thing is to put it through here. Alright, now. And you have to hold on to this wire. Oh, well, that's a big enough hole. Oh, very good. See how easy this is? I discovered that one day and I was like, you know what? I am not going to fight with this crazy thing anymore. Okay, so now we got to go through here and bring it back through there. So I hope this is a tip. That usually goes in the tip video, but I'm going to give you the tip today. See, as we're making things and these things come up, this is how this all happened, you see. All right, so now pull this through. I'm not going to go through the others. I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, so pull this like that. And it's already coming apart. Where are we? Well, actually, it was on the other side, but I guess it'll be all right like this. Let me tie it and see what we've got. See how the pieces are unraveling? Only thing that I don't like about some of this stuff is it's like, okay, there we got that. Now we're going to tie another knot. It's wanting to just curl up on itself. Lay you down on there and then hold you here. Wow. This is where patience comes in and crafting. All right, wait a minute. Did I get it? Okay. Okay, yes, okay, we got two there. Now I can trim off the bad end. The naughty end that's not doing what it should be doing. Okay. Okay, so now hold them up even. And bring them down. There we go. Okay. See how cute? It's just that extra little element of cuteness that our projects... Oh, you know what? I shouldn't put him on yet. Yep, he's going to have to wait. Okay, let me take it over to the machine. I said I was going to wait, so hopefully it's not going to gum it all up. So let me stitch it, and then I'll come back and put the button on. Okay, here is our finished tag. Isn't it adorable? So I had some organza left over, and I wanted to bring out the blue, so I thought that was really cute, so I tied it on there. And then I went on the machine, just added that fun element. And the button, cute as can be, a little bit of trim fibers going on there, can write on the back of it. And now this can be put inside a tuck spot in the journal. Cute as can be. So again, look at all the scrap elements that we were able to use up. And you can make lots of these and continue to use them and make tags and just go through your papers and match up the way you like them. And then stitch them if you want to, or leave them like they are, and just have fun adding them to whatever and doing, you know, fun little things with them. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and we will do another video. Next Monday is going to be the first time making a series, and we'll see what we're going to make next. But we're going to do the little houses, whimsical houses, but it's going to be a pin cushion, but it's going to go in our needle book. So that's what's next on the video making list. And we will do on Thursday will be our Etsy shop update with products that are in the Etsy shop and show you up close some of those. I'll be making and putting bundles together for you to do fun little craft projects with. So stay tuned for that, and some of the elements will be handmade embellishments and then other supplies where you can make one yourself. So thank you for being here with me today, and if you haven't already entered the giveaway for reaching our 700 subscribers in the community here, it's going on and now until February 1st of 2022, and that video I will link it at the end, and you'll be able to go over there and enter. So thank you for being here with me today. Keep creating in the sunshine and stay safe. Bye-bye.